Thanks for tuning in to 101.3 BKMG The Farce, coming to you live from separate places, pre-recorded. Now presenting The Bane and Mickey Show.
Welcome back to the podcast.
It's time for that podcast you love, probably.
That's our new theme
Bane
song.
and
I
Mickey
hope
Show.
you liked it.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was beautiful. I think we need to replace our intro with that.
Instead of old-timey music sounds.
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't know. I do like the old-timey music sounds.
I do too.
It has been a long time since we've done this. It's been like 3 weeks, I think.
I know, we're out of practice. Oh my god. Holidays.
Have we even done this in the new year yet?
Winter.
I don't think so.
Oh wow. Okay. For those of you listening, it is now officially 2021. I almost said 2020 and that's what it feels like.
And so far trash. It's not really any better than 2020.
Yeah, can we return this specimen?
Does this have a 30-day return period?
I really want. Yeah, I was promised a 30-day return period.
But, whatever. It's fine.
Okay.
Well, I'll just suck this shit up and get along with it.
Oh, gosh. Well...
So, in our time apart, I've been watching a lot of stuff.
Yeah, apparently.
Watched Soul. I watched My Dinner with Andre. I watched the Dora the Explorer movie. And I watched Happiest Season.
Okay, but I also watched the Dora the Explorer movie.
Well, we can't both talk about
ironically,
it, so I'm going to.
Okay, wow. I think that just needs to be an episode in itself, but it'll be like a 5-minute episode, so I don't...
No. That's a 2-hour episode that's at least 5 parts.
Oh, jeez. I mean, I could talk about that movie and how just the animated sequence of flowers in a field.
It's kind of amazing. If you like Dora the Explorer and you like cheesy movies, that's your movie.
Is it? Real quick though, can we just talk about that High School Musical sequence at the end? Where did that come from? Anyways, okay.
Clearly you don't watch enough Dora.
Jeez. What's Happiest Season? I haven't...
That was the lesbian Christmas movie on Hulu.
Oh, is this the one with
Kristen Wiig and Mackenzie Davis?
Okay.
Where everybody thinks she should have ended up with Aubrey Plaza, which she should have.
I mean, who doesn't want to
end
up with Aubrey Plaza?
Apparently not Kristen Stewart.
Oh, Kristen Stewart, not Kristen Wiig. You said Kristen Wiig.
Yeah, Kristen Wiig's in this movie.
Oh, she is? And Kristen Stewart?
No, just Kristen Stewart. Kristen Wiig's only in Wonder Woman.
Oh. Okay.
I meant this movie's in the one we're going to talk about.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so I also saw Dora, Lost City of Gold. My friends and I watched it. Ironically. It was an adventure. I also saw Kill Bill Volumes 1 and Volume 2.
I only saw the first one. Haven't seen the second one.
It was good. It reminded me a lot of Scott Pilgrim in like a rated R, X-rated version. Just because of the sound effects and the fighting and kind of the comic inspiration, the kind of manga samurai inspiration. But it was good. I think it's a great satire. I mean, that's what Tarantino's known for, or satires. But yeah, it was good. I also did not realize Lucy Liu was in it, so that was good. Yes. She has not aged at all.
No. She's probably on that same stuff that like Keanu Reeves and Patrick Stewart are on, where they don't age at all.
Oh my gosh. Well, today we're not talking about Kristen Stewart. We are talking a little bit about fighting.
Kristen Wiig.
And we're going to talk about Wonder Woman.
And there was some gold.
1984, which is... Did Soul come out also on the 25th?
1984. I thought it was 1884.
What the hell is that?
What was that?
Did Soul come out on the 25th of December?
Yes, Soul came
Damn.
out the same day
I was going to say this
on
was the
Disney
last
Plus.
film from 2020, but I guess a couple
Soul
movies
also.
came out on the 25th. One of the last
All
films
Soul.
of 2020.
Yes.
We can leave that wretched year behind with a, in my opinion, okay film.
It's fine. It
It's
kind of
fine.
just... It's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of things that are... Like, it's just story-wise where it sort of falls apart, but, like, visuals and everything, and, like, the acting is decent. It's a lot... It's a lot more cartoony. It's a lot more, like, kind of campy.
Yeah.
It's sort of
It's
the
very
opposite
campy.
of the first one in a lot of ways.
Right.
Because the first one's a lot more grounded.
And very dramatic.
And dramatic, but this one's a little more... I mean, there's lots of dramatic moments in them, but they're more drastic and they're much more kind of comedic and campy like the cartoons were.
Right.
Which I both liked and disliked. It worked sometimes and didn't work in other spots.
Yeah. And I would say definitely a flop in comparison to the first one, as you said, is fairly typical for sequels. We all know this. It's fine.
I feel like the biggest story problem is that they tried to go with world-ending stakes.
Right.
And not something a little more localized.
Right.
Like the World War I story. Like, there was world stakes, but it was still more like... I don't know, it didn't...
Not
it wasn't like
historic.
the world is gonna end.
Based.
Like, everything's gonna fall
I think it was gonna end.
I mean, it was... I don't know, but just like... I don't know, it doesn't feel as large, I guess. This one feels a lot more like... I don't know, you know what I mean?
No, yeah, that's fair. I would say, yeah. It was also, my brother kept bringing up the fact that Batman has to go to such large lengths to figure out who Wonder Woman is and discover this whole, like, historic person, and yet she's really not trying hard to hide her identity at all.
No, that's true. She's not really.
So it's kind of like, okay.
And then just, I did like the return of Robin Wright as Antiope, because she's great, even now. You said you didn't like the Olympics thing, which I
liked. Okay, so I did enjoy seeing the Amazonian culture and getting established in that. I think it was pointless to feature a child for no real reason competing against there was no like, oh, you're special, so this is why you're competing. It was literally like, here's a bunch of grown ass amazing brutal woman competing, and then we're just gonna throw in a 7-year-old child for no reason.
Yeah, that was kind
other
of my
than she
problem
wants
with it,
to compete
was like...
and thinks she can match these grown adults.
Which she does, and that's the more unbelievable part, is that she actually is like...
She
if
does.
they just kind of like average their ages, like if she was like teens and they were like...
Well, or even if
she was like
couple,
in her teens?
Yeah, or if there were a
was
couple teenagers or something. You know, I did like her ingenuity in terms of using her size and brain to get past these obstacles that are not meant for someone her size.
Right.
I did like that, but yeah, it was kind of stupid. And well, I just didn't like, it's a pointless scene. It goes on for like 15, maybe 20 minutes for this one delivered line at the end where it's like, you can't win on a lie, blah, 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 blah. And that comes back 2 hours later because that's how she saves the world. But other than that, the scene is kind of pointless because it's not like she references like, oh, when I was a child, I fought so hard, I couldn't do it, so I have to be persistent, but I don't know.
I mean, I feel like the point of the scene just sort of gets lost. I think the point is just to show that even from a young age, she was, like, just super strong and competitive and kind of a badass, and, like, I get all that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's fine. I remember reading something about how the studio wanted to cut either that scene or the mall scene, and Patty Jenkins said no to that.
I would have cut the mall scene.
Huh?
I would have cut the mall scene.
I feel like the mall scene is better though.
It is better.
If you had to
I
pick
don't
one,
know.
no,
Or
just because establishes her as a hero in that
oh,
world and how she's
I
trying
mean,
to be like
yeah, I maybe would have
more subtle.
reshot something for the beginning just so that it's more of a like this is where I came from. This is the Amazonian, and then I would have
Hmm.
recut the mall scene to A, be shorter, and B, um, I don't know. Also, that whole moment with the little kid, like it was sweet, and there's like this shared like it's a secret thing. Why is she always telling kids like it's a secret, like don't tell them that I saved you thing? Except she's like on the news.
Well, because she probably doesn't want to be like found out. That's like her way of keeping her
Yeah, but
secret.
also
I,
no, no one's gonna listen to a kid anyways. Like
mhm.
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
I don't know.
I think it was just supposed to be like a cutesy little thing.
Right, but then it happens again later, and I'm like, okay, it works once, it doesn't work twice. Because it works again when she's saving those kids from the road.
I don't know if it works.
Or she does it
She
again when she
just.
saves the kids from the road. And it
I
doesn't
mean, I
work
think it's
twice.
just a secret thing. Like she doesn't want people to know about Wonder Woman. Really, that's probably why she doesn't hide her secret identity. She hides her super identity, which is actually
But
sort
she
of.
doesn't hide her super identity.
I
She's just.
know, I know, not as well as she seems to be, but
Yeah.
she tries to hide her super identity more than her
Oh,
real identity, which is weird because she's been around for 70
I
years
know. It's like, what?
and she looks the same.
Um, I will say the after the Amazonian scene, you have a good 5 to 10 minutes. It's just a montage of the 80s. It's very pointless, other than to say, hey, look, we can reinvent the 80s. It's a very stupid montage. It's like, hey, look, we have a budget. Hey, look, we're gonna be all nostalgic and have all your favorite 80s things. 5 minutes later, look, we still have more 80s things. Hold on, we're not done. Wait, more 80s things. Look at that. And I'm like, okay, really? We did not need this. We all know what the 80s was. was like, right, like at
I
this
also
point,
feel
we all
like
know.
I also feel like this movie sort of capped off the year of Pedro Pascal
Oh, gosh.
because there was was in the Community Table Read,
Uh-huh.
another season of Mandalorian. Then he did We Can Be Heroes, and now this.
Yeah.
There's lots of Pedro. No complaints.
um, yeah, okay, you were saying why is it with so many superhero sequels that the hero loses their powers?
Yeah, I was thinking about it because it
And
happens in this, Spider-Man 2. I mean, I listed
I
some
would
of them:
say it
Superman
happens
2,
in like
Deadpool 2,
Batman
Days of
3,
Future
but
Past,
in Dark Knight
Wolverine.
Rises, but more than the sea. But yeah, it's like why do we not have any other plots?
Like, I get the point is to show them not as powerful. Iron Man 3,
But
but I feel like there's other ways.
there are other ways.
I don't know.
There,
It's fine.
yeah,
It's whatever. That was just something I was thinking about while I watched it again. It
yeah.
was kind of odd.
No, it's a good point, and it's like, yeah, we always reuse plots. Like we've been reusing plots since the Odyssey was written. So we're really not creative as human beings, but still. You say it's a nice message for
I mean, I feel like
for
the
current
message at the end is
current
supposed to be
events.
sort of
I would say
hopeful.
it is, but it's a really cheesy delivery. It's a very
I
cheesy.
agree.
Um, yeah,
No, I agree.
it's very cheesy.
I'm not going to disagree with it. I still think it's nice.
Maybe I just don't fall into the cheese as easily.
That's fine. You don't have to.
So,
I'll do it for you.
so initially, I was not at all excited to watch this movie. I didn't really want to watch it. I only watched it because my dad wanted to watch it, and then you were like, "Hey, we should do an episode on this," and I was like, "Okay, Dad, happy Christmas! We get to watch Wonder Woman," despite me not wanting to. But just kidding. But initially, when I saw the trailer, first of all, I thought Cheetah was gonna be like kind of bigger, you know. We don't really
Like a
get to
bigger
Cheetah
plot
except for the
point.
last like 15, maybe 20 minutes in her
Yeah.
full Cheetah form. Spoilers. But Also in the initial trailer, it literally looked like cats, but superheroes. I'm not gonna lie. I think the animators were the same. I will say though, I think they changed the animation or they made an edit compared to the first trailer release, which makes sense because when you release the first trailer, it's like months before the final.
Mhm.
But because she had different facial structure in the final, she had like some additional masking or whatever on from what I could see. And it
Yeah.
looked better in the final is what I'm trying to say. It looked better compared to the trailer. It is not cats. It is still a little weird, but it's not terrible. It's more bearable than cats. I could watch 2 hours of cheetah, but I can't watch two
Not
hours
two
of
hours
cats.
of cats.
So, um, Kristen Wiig did an amazing job.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Kristen. Well done.
If you didn't know,
I know you don't
Gavin
care
is
about our
Kristen
opinions,
in
but
disguise. No, I think she
I
did a great
mean,
job. Especially because her initial character, Barbara, is
mhm.
goes through such a character change and such an arc. I really liked her initial Barbara. I think she did great. It's funny, it's campy, it's cliche. And then she did good as that changed, I think.
I think the problem sort of is like the movie was kind of campy, but it tried to veer like darker as it went on, but not
Right.
all of it like
Yeah.
fell in conjunction with that. I think that's sort of
And it was kind of like an in between of
some of
like,
the
who is
issue.
your audience? Like, is this meant for kids? Because I know a lot of kids watch superhero movies. But then I was
Hmm.
like, so is this meant for kids or is this supposed to be on the precipice of like Wolverine or Deadpool?
Hmm.
So I think they
Well, not even
needed
that, or
to
is it supposed to be like matching in tone with the other one that you just the previous
yeah,
one?
the first one. Like you need to figure out your audience and your portrayal before you try to match with
Hmm.
everything and everyone. Yeah. Um I agree though. I
Let's
think the
see.
first half definitely sets it up for a different film than what we get and maybe that's because they couldn't decide what tone they wanted.
I just feel like you're setting it up where it's like going to have just a different ending, I suppose. And I feel
Yeah.
like Max Lord could have been a different kind of villain or a better villain, maybe.
Right.
I feel like they should have done more with Alistair.
Yep. Well, also there's that
Uh,
whole moment where they make it such a big deal that Alistair's like, I wish I had your greatness. But nothing
hmm.
ever happens with that. Like I was wondering if there was a
He
scene
said,
that
"I
got
wish for your greatness, not to have your greatness. I wish for your greatness."
oh see, I misheard all of that. I still think they didn't. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I guess that makes sense, so that makes it wise. Yeah, I don't know. God
They
damn it,
sort of
Alistair.
pulled a similar bait and switch in like the first Wonder Woman. I don't know if you've read about this, but like one of the complaints is like they should have not. Let me back up. So in the movie, Wonder Woman, in the first one,
Yeah.
she's going after this guy who she thinks is the embodiment of the God of War, which is why World War I especially is just so terrible and everyone is evil.
Uh huh.
And that the lesson really should have been is that sometimes people are just evil and there's no reason for it instead of doing the
Right.
big in the dark CGI fight.
Right.
And I feel like that's kind of how this one was. Like they sort of set Max Lord up one way, but then he sort of does a 180 on his own character, which you kind of mentioned
He. Oh yeah, he doesn't want any at the end. Yeah, but
at the end.
right because I
Like
was gonna
the
say
whole
they
time he's pretty
definitely set him up
consistent.
as an evil man. But yeah,
Like he's pretty consistent the whole time
then the end
until the end.
is a little too easy for him to turn around. Yeah. There's no consequence for him. Yeah.
Having done anything
Yeah, there's
that
no
we know of. Like
consequence.
they just don't show it. There's not
Right.
really any consequences for any actions in this movie,
No,
really.
because presumably, because they showed this, that when you retake your wish, your you retake your wish, everything goes back to normal. So,
Hmm. They sort of just eliminate all the consequences,
Right.
which is sort of the justification for, like, Patty Jenkins even said this for, like, what happened with the body swapping and Steve Trevor,
But that doesn't.
and how that's
No. I
so
don't
it,
know.
like, undoes it sort of, so it almost doesn't count. So in the movie, spoilers, Steve Trevor's back, which a lot of people know already,
Yes.
but he comes back. It's almost more just like his soul is back in the body of someone else.
Right.
So it's not actually Steve; it's just his body,
And
or just his soul. Sorry.
yeah, I think that's kind of. I think that reasoning of is kind of a cop out for this
At
because
that
it's a
point,
really weird situation that
they should have just brought him back.
yeah, they should have just brought him back as he was, especially because it's a whole wish granting thing. So it doesn't like it's not like it, you know, it's not like it needs to be
Right.
real or whatever.
Or have some sort of reality to it.
Yeah, and it's just got really weird, questionable, like
Implications
behind this whole thing. It's just a really weird situation, and I mean, I don't know. I think that's kind of a cop out to just say that like everything goes back to normal and it kind of erased itself, because I don't think that's true. But
no, I agree. I think it is kind of lame, but they should have just brought him back. Or this other theory, I think it was Mark Bernardin. He does the podcast with Kevin Smith. He was saying how, like, he thinks, or he wants it, would have wanted it to be like Martian Manhunter is Steve Trevor, and so it's almost like a team up and introduction to him. Yeah. And he picks Steve just because it's like from her memories.
That would be cool. That would have been really cool.
But I also get not wanting to throw someone else into a Wonder Woman movie, so that's also fine. Maybe the third one.
I also am not sure how I feel about the flying.
Like, I kind of liked it. Like, I liked the...
I was like, okay, now she's just Superman? I don't...
The emotion of it I liked.
The emotion...
Because, like, it was her connection to Steve, and I liked that part.
But
it
it's
was just
like,
sort of weird,
what
like,
are the
how
physics
she was
behind
doing
this?
It. And also, didn't she just get an invisible jet?
Right. That, yeah.
And what happened to that thing?
What did happen to that thing?
They don't say.
Also, that scene was kind of stupid, too.
Listen,
also very anticlimactic. They were going so slow, and these people could not stop.
Listen, I agree. It was, but also it was the invisible jet.
I do enjoy that they were breaking into the into the airplane museum.
Like yeah.
I think that was great. Because I definitely fantasized about doing that as a 7-year-old when I went to the Air and Space Museum.
But I liked how they introduced a lot of things from, like, the cartoon and the comics and other things that, like, she's well known for, like the invisible jet or the boomerang tiara.
Yeah, she definitely used that a lot, which I enjoyed. What running effect are you talking about?
Anytime she's running on the ground, it just doesn't look like real running.
Oh, that's fair.
It looks like she's running on a treadmill or, like, in front of a green screen. It just looks really cheesy and weird.
She probably is, though.
She probably is, but you could have tried a little bit. That's all I'm saying. It just doesn't look real because she's standing, like, perfectly straight. And you just see her arms moving really big, and her feet don't actually look like they're hitting the ground at all.
No, that's fair. Yeah. Also, I agree that she needs to tie up her hair. What's
the point? Why does it need to be out?
Right.
It's terrible. It's one of my newest, chiefest complaints or that too. Like, honestly, either go short or put it in a bun. I've been watching some Criminal Minds also, and, like, JJ and Prentice.
Oh my god.
They only have ponytails.
Yeah.
Put it in a bun.
Yeah.
You're gonna get attacked.
I know. I'm surprised none of them. Well, actually, I think it does happen at once or twice. I think I remember JJ at some point getting, like, yanked by the back of the head.
All the more reason to put it in a bun.
I know.
Spence also should probably put it in a bun.
Yeah, by that time. Yeah. Oh, Spence. Anyways, we'll talk about that another time.
But she was also lying. It was mostly when she was, like, riding underneath of the caravan in Egypt.
Oh my god!
And I was like, your hair's gonna get caught, girl. You're gonna die.
Yeah, you're gonna, like, yeah. yeah, your hair's gonna get ripped out. Like,
Awful. If you didn't have Amazonian hair, you'd probably be dead.
does the hair just have a mind of its own, like the whip? Like,
Or like the cloak in Doctor Strange.
yeah, like it can just do its. I don't know, do its own thing. I agree. How is she not electrocuted? This was my really big question in that final moment.
Because she's wearing gold. Do you know what is a superconductive metal? Gold.
Well, I was gonna
so
say
conductive.
I guess you could make the basis that her suit protects her, but no.
But her suit's gold. Her suit is gold.
And it's not like she's Spider-Man. She hasn't fought Electro, so she hasn't put, things in her suit, non-conductive materials in her suit to protect her. And she's not even wearing her suit. She's wearing someone else's suit.
She's wearing gold. It's fucking gold.
Yeah,
it would have been better if she had thrown Barbara against the wire or grabbed the wire.
Yeah, I was thinking she would jump out of the water and use the whip to put the wire in the water so that she's not in the water.
Because she should have been dead.
Also, Barbara should have been dead. But no,
she's
Barbara.
Not wearing gold though.
But
she's covered in fur.
You would still. Oh my gosh.
Listen, you'd be damaged. You'd be hurt for sure. But also,
I'm pretty sure you'd be dead.
If one of them was going to be dead, it would have been Wonder Woman. Barbara would have been more fine. That was my biggest rant.
No, that's fair. No, I agree, because it just didn't make sense. Yeah, and then, I would say the ending with Max Lord. I mean, we touched on it, but it was too easy for him to just give up the power and completely reorient. Just to see his son his son wasn't his son was in danger because there were air raid bomb.
And also, how did his son get
alarms
all the way
going off
to where he was?
Well, he ran away. He ran off that way. But
yeah, but how did he get in the middle of he's in the middle of the road.
But there wasn't any immediate danger to his son. There wasn't a bomb that was flying towards the earth at that precise moment, or his son hadn't already been injured or whatever. It was just too simple for him to return to that life, especially because at the very beginning, he's not super pleased to have his son at his office.
I didn't really like Alistair. I felt like he was super wooden.
Yeah.
He didn't really have a lot of effect.
Cute kid, but he's there to have that one wish of his dad's power, getting powerful, and he's there to be an innocent life, and he's there to try and turn his dad at the end, but it doesn't work.
It's I don't know. The ending is just sort of messy.
Yeah. Just another plot hole that, yeah. So, in terms of this series, we can presume they're making a third one because money.
Yes. Well, they are. They already announced they're making a third one with Patty Jenkins and Gal Gadot.
Wait, Patty Jenkins as the
director. She's coming back.
Right. Do you think they'll bring back who's that? Not the goddess, the Amazonian warrior. What's her name?
Antiope?
Yeah. Do you think they'll?
She's dead. She died in the first one.
But they have that moment in the.
I mean, maybe if they do a flashback type thing, sure. I feel like it'd be foolish not to.
That's fair.
Because she's great.
You want the third one to be contemporary.
Either contemporary or in Themyscira. I don't know if we really need to explore the world of men too much more. I feel like there could be some interesting stuff you could do with Themyscira. I feel like it would have been better to do Cheetah then, because she could have been somehow hitchhiked or got to Themyscira without Diana knowing, and then somehow becomes Cheetah then.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I mean, that could still happen, and there could be a way she returns.
Right.
Which would be cool.
I would love to bring her back, but then, Barbara has to find a way to get those powers back.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Barbara has changed back to her old, original campy self, or is she still hateful and cheetah
Yes,
at
to
heart.
both. I think that she's returned to herself, but I feel like she's sort of vengeful because now she's lost this power that Diana gave to her.
Yeah, still a bit resentful.
That could make her a potentially interesting villain if she sort of gains power that way and tries to steal Diana's power, but
Ooh.
that's another pretty common
Yeah, well,
super
and that's
trope.
kind of what was happening in this one. Like,
Kind of was, it wasn't intentional though.
it
Like she
wasn't.
wasn't trying to have Diana's power.
Right.
It was just a byproduct of something else. Basically, like I
Yeah.
want to be popular, but became a superhero.
Because she didn't realize Diana had powers.
Right.
I would love to go back to Amazon. Um, that'd be cool. Expensive, but whatever. They can do it. It's not like they're stifled for cash.
And also, the big thing I'd say is no Steve Trevor.
Oh God, we already got rid of him. We didn't even need him in this one.
Listen, I mean, I liked him coming back. I liked sort of having maybe better closure than the first one.
Right.
And I mean, I like seeing Chris Pine because he's great. But
Yeah.
I don't think, especially now that they've had
A full
what could be
return.
constituted as well, just a better ending
Yeah.
for them. Maybe like I feel like having him come back is then pointless.
Right. Do you think they'll do if they were to make a contemporary, would they add in like Superman and Batman? Do you think they would bring in a whole Justice League kind of thing?
I would hope not. Maybe in cameos or
Yeah.
in some small portions
Yeah.
or references to it, sure. But I think if you bring them in fully for a team up, it's probably a mistake.
Right.
Or if that's how you cameo Chris Pine, like I was just saying with the Martian Manhunter thing,
Uh-huh.
like he comes
Uh-huh.
back, reads her mind, comes back, and then she attacks him, and then he reveals himself, and that's their team up. Then like I'd be okay with that.
That would be interesting.
But that's just because I like Martian Manhunter a lot.
Okay, Gavin.
He's always one of my favorites. Martian Manhunter, Jon Stewart, Green Lantern.
Mm-hmm. Green Lantern was ruined for me when they made the movie, but I did like him as a kid.
Well, that's a different Green Lantern. Jon Stewart's not the same.
No, that's. Oh shit! You know what I did not do?
Hmm.
I did not bring our random topic box with me to my parents' house.
Whoops.
So we'll have to do something else.
We can think of a random topic, I'm sure.
But here I'm going. Do you have any other
thoughts?
last thoughts on this film?
I hope the third one is better.
Yeah, I'm glad it was available on HBO because I would not have been worth my money to.
Yeah. I feel like the other problem with it coming out so late is that there was a lot more anticipation of it.
Uh-huh.
So it's sort of living up to hyped expectations. Sort of like I feel like that's part of the problem with Tenet.
Yeah.
Which we'll talk about another time. Is that it came out so much later that everybody kind of kept building up these expectations like, oh, it's going to be amazing. It's going to outdo the first one. It's going to revolutionize the superhero genre. Also, does she really need heels?
Oh my gosh. How is she? How are either of it's no.
How does any female superhero get anything done in
heels?
No,
they don't wear heels. Well, except for Scarlett Johansson, she can be a badass. That's fine. She can wear her heels, whatever.
I feel like she uses them though.
She does use them.
Like she makes use of the heels, but like I don't think Captain Marvel has heels.
I don't think she does that.
Just want to thank all of our listeners. This episode is sponsored by whatever website I'm finding this costume on. No, she just wears boots.
Great, see? Because she's smart and reasonable.
But like, I feel like that trend might start going away. I don't remember any boots on Wonder Woman's Eagle suit. I also like the one thing I did like about the Eagle suit is that like now she's not wearing basically like a one piece.
Yeah.
with all of her skin exposed. I would have preferred something more. I don't like that it was solid gold like that. I would have preferred maybe more kind of like the new 52 design.
Yeah, I did like the wings. The wings were cool, but then also at the same
Hmm.
point time, like she
Like,
wasn't
why does she need
she
them?
was just sitting there in a little cone shield. Also, they
She could have
looked
just had a shield.
to me, they looked too much like the Phoenix outside of Dumbledore's office, and that's all I could think about. So,
Also, it looks like the eagle one had heels, maybe.
why?
A little bit, yeah. It looks like it had heels.
Why? Just be reasonable. Like, don't be stupid and don't worry about fashion. Just
Like, what's the point?
there is
Like,
no point.
does
It's
their butt
the
really need to
point.
look that good?
The point
I know the point, but
is white
what's the
men being
practical?
stupid.
I don't know if it's just white men on that one.
Society
Normally, I would agree that it's white
and
men,
gender
but
roles.
it's mostly just men at that point.
Okay, fair.
For that one specifically, that's a men general, not specifically white men, but yeah, white men are pretty trash. Speaking from experience.
I would agree. As someone that knows, I'm kidding. I mean, white men are trash, but Gavin is not the trashiest of them.
Not the trashiest. Not yet. I'm working on it. Trying to become trashier.
God. All right. Well, I don't have more to say on this. Wonder Woman 84. That was it. My sigh was the last word.
All right. Oh, I thought of a random topic.
I have found 3 random topics. But which...
Okay, yours are probably better.
Oh, what? I want to know what yours is.
Oh, it was just going to be like, what would be your dream project?
Oh.
Film or otherwise?
Well, I don't know. I mean, there's plenty of films that I want to make and scripts that I want to write. I don't know if I can look in like a broader sense of the word dream because it's like...
Interpret it how you wish.
Well, my dream project would be to move to an English countryside and live on a farm and have like a lot, like 3 or 4 dogs and some goats and some chickens and just live on my farm,
That sounds actually pretty good.
What is your dream? Whatever.
Well, now that sounds like I want it to be my dream. I want to have a farm.
Wow, you can't steal my dream, sir.
No, actually, recently I've just wanted to have not to work,
Oh.
but I just get to stay home and grow vegetables.
Yeah, right? It sounds
and
nice.
Make food and stuff, and have a farm of animals.
Okay, you know what?
Like some horses and... Listen, hey, shut up. I was just agreeing with you, so get off my butt.
We can start a commune.
Or to have a food truck.
Ooh, start a food truck. Do that.
Yes. All right. I always wanted a food truck or a smoothie shop.
Ooh. Yeah, a smoothie food truck.
I feel like there's no point in that one.
No, yeah, there is. Smoothies on the go.
Well, yeah, but I wouldn't just do smoothies on the food truck.
Okay,
I'm
whatever.
wasting all that space.
What is your favorite zoo animal?
The platypus.
Oh my god, I love that.
What's yours?
I think the otters. The otters or the I just like the reptile exhibit.
Oh my gosh, speaking of animals, you've seen New Girl, right?
Yeah.
Apparently there's a reference to a bear in every episode.
Wow, it's like the pineapple.
It's like the pineapple in Psych.
I guess you need to
So
go
I've been doing a rewatch to look for the bears.
Have you found many?
I haven't found one in the 3rd one, but the first 2 I found it.
Okay. So are you just going to keep
So
watching
far.
the 3rd one until you find the bear?
No, that sounds like a lot of work. I don't think there is one.
Frame by frame, Gavin. You got to go frame by frame.
Ugh. I don't know if I have that kind of patience.
That's fair. Okay. Lights on or lights off?
Like for sleeping?
Or whatever. Sleeping, presumably, or whenever. I don't know.
I mean, I prefer the lights off, but I also have a light in my room just because it comes from the air conditioner.
That's fair. I like the lights off. I think I have a light on like a USB cord. But like During the day, I don't have the lights on because I just have the windows open. And I like the
I would
natural light.
I would leave my windows open, but also I don't want people peeping in on me just because of where I live. Like my front window
That's
is
fair.
facing the street and a bunch of other stuff, so
No, that's fair. I live on the top floor, so I guess
well, that's fine. I mean, I
I
also
don't
live
have
on the
to worry.
top floor. It's just a very small building.
Oh, well, fair.
If I lived further up,
Uh-huh.
I would probably do it.
That's fair. No. That's definitely fair. If you could have tea with any celebrity, who would you have tea with? I'm presuming they don't have to be British, but if they are
I
British,
would.
they'd probably be more welcome to the idea of tea.
Let's see. Oh
Like if
boy.
you just asked like Chris Pratt to tea,
I mean, he'd probably do it.
yeah, he probably would actually. That's a bad example.
Let's see. Tea with any celebrity.
I'm also gonna say we can't choose Tom Holland.
I wasn't even thinking of Tom Holland. Not even a little bit. He wasn't even like top 100. Maybe top
Wow.
100.
I can hear
Maybe
him
top 100.
guffawing in offense.
I was
You
just
just
thinking of older
offended
people.
Tom Holland.
He doesn't care about my opinion. Watch, he's the one person in like the UK that listens to our podcast. He's gonna hear this and be like, "Wow."
Is this?
And then he's gonna
Except he's
show up and
over
punch me
here
in the
filming
throat.
Spider-Man right now, so that doesn't work, Gavin.
He could have listened. Shut up, Kendall. You don't know anything. I actually did meet him that one time.
What? Oh, never mind.
I was at a Comic Con.
Right.
I met him.
No, yeah, I'm pretty sure you photoshopped that.
I could have, but
I 100%.
I would have done a much better. Listen, I would have photoshopped it, but I would have done a better
photo
picture than that. I would have photoshopped like me and him swinging through the streets, eating a slice of New York pizza. Like, something not lame.
Whatever.
I would have been cool about it.
Okay. I would have tea, I think, with Matt Smith or Maggie Smith. Or both.
One of the Smiths. One of the Smiths.
Or David Tennant.
But as soon as you said Matt Smith, I thought David Tennant, but then I thought Michael Sheen.
Ooh, okay.
Maybe Charlie Sheen, just because I feel like that'd be a wild time. I just want to see what would happen.
Ooh, no, you know what? No.
Paul Rudd.
I'd
have tea with Paul Rudd.
I also forgot to add this in what I've been watching lately. I've been watching Wild Things with Dom Monaghan because they just released a new season. And I wouldn't have tea with Dom Monaghan. I would want to go on one of his adventures.
What about second breakfast?
Oh, we'd have second breakfast on the road.
Tea.
Yeah, we'd have second breakfast while finding scorpions. The scorpions would be our second breakfast, probably. He hasn't eaten the animals, actually. Never mind. He's humane about it. He's wild. That's what...
Here's what we'll do. You have tea with Dom Monaghan. I'll have tea with Billy Boyd. And then the four of us will go on an adventure.
What? We're going on an adventure.
I'm going on an adventure.
Yeah. I think tea is very specific. Because there's, like,
well, there's people I have tea with.
Norman Reedus and I just celebrated our birthdays. Because we share a birthday. And my goal in life is to... Norman, if you're listening to this, hit me up and we'll go get a beer on our birthday next year.
See?
And then also, can I come on your TV show and ride motorcycles with you? Okay, bye. That's it. But like, see, I wouldn't get
calling out to Norman Reedus.
I wouldn't get tea with Norman Reedus. We'd go get a beer. You know?
Yeah. Like tea, I would do somebody like you were saying, like Matt Smith, or Paul Rudd, maybe.
Paul Rudd with tea, that would be great.
A beer with Norman Reedus. Yeah. Or I would do like I do a beer with.
See, like, I'd go get a pint with Dom Monaghan. I wouldn't get tea with him. I'd go get a pint.
I would do
same with
Nick Offerman.
I'd go get a pint with Andrew Scott.
Oh yeah.
I'd be like, tell me, how do you play an evil villain? I need to know everything.
I would do like coffee with Matthew Perry.
Wait, who did you say you would get whiskey with?
Nick Offerman.
Oh, heck yeah. Oh.
I feel like if it's
you gotta go on a whiskey tour with him. No, I would want to go to the wood shop with Nick Offerman. We go make some
That
shit.
too. That'd be good
Uh,
too.
Matthew Perry. That would be pretty great. Getting coffee with Matthew
I
Perry.
feel like you'd have to. You have
Yeah, yeah,
to.
yeah. Well, in New York though, right? Like you couldn't just go to
Of
any old
course.
coffee shop. You'd have to
That
go
was
to Central
given.
Perk. Um,
That doesn't exist. Well, then I'd have to go to LA for that.
oh, true. Oof. I think
I'll just
um
use my Central Perk mugs.
uh yeah, you could do that.
I don't
I
really drink beer, but I don't know who I'd get a beer
you could
with.
yeah, you could I would also want to go get coffee or no, I would go get donuts or um burritos, chimichangas or shave ice with Dule Hill and James Rode. I'd be like, let's go to Santa Barbara or we can go to Vancouver and go get some chimichangas.
I would do wine with Carrie Elways.
Ooh, I would get wine with I don't know.
I would do Cosmos with anybody on Sex in the City.
I
Not because I like Sex in the City, but I do like Cosmos.
I yeah, I think I would get wine with
I do a pint with Hugh Jackman.
ooh, okay. I don't know. That's a hard one. I'd have to keep thinking about that one.
This took a really weird turn from Wonder Woman to what would you drink with who?
Hey, it's a game. That's a good. It's a good.
That is a
You
pretty
could
good
go for
game.
hours.
You could. You could do that indeed.
Yes, but before we go through every drink in the history of the world, I think we should probably end it there.
We probably should before, yes, we get too much more off tangent than we already
Yeah.
did. If you haven't seen Wonder Woman, 1984, I mean, you know, you should see it. It's not terrible.
Yeah, it's okay.
Then just watch the first one again to make yourself happier.
Or just
That's
go
really
watch
what you should do.
Spider Man.
That's true. There's a lot of overlapping themes there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Namely,
Yeah,
swing,
yeah,
swing, swing.
yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
With her infinite rope.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. Hey, at least.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. And we'll see you next week. Let us know who you would get tea with.
Or beer.
Or whiskey or wine.
Let us know what celebrity you'd want to grab what drink with.
Yes. Okay. And
Bye.
bye.